Hey guys, welcome back to my new video. So today I'll be opening the two new start decks that came in this week, or rather today, which is the final two nations out of all the 6. Actually, it's just 5 out of 6 because the one Bermuda Triangle is staying in now isn't currently known much about it. So yeah, we'll just stick to the 5 nations. So for now, these are the last 5 nations of the start decks that are coming up before the actual booster comes out in like 17 April. Yeah, so as you can see, these two start decks features are, I believe it's, oh no, I can't even remember, Stoecha and Vanguard. So Stoecha's features units such as the three clans from the Green Nation in the O series, and plus Grand Blue and Aqua Force. Yep, so it's a total of 5 clans in this new nation now. So when the booster comes out, you see similarities of Grand Blue and Aqua Force units inside as well, so don't be surprised. And Vanguard, as usual, it consists of the 3 main Grey clans in Stargate last time, which is Link Joker, Nova Grappler, and Dimension Police. So as you can tell by the start decks, its features are mainly all female units and suitable for female players. Stoecha is basically, I believe, more based on powering up, if I'm not wrong. Just like how the old Green Nation plays it. I'm not sure because I never played Green Nations before. Then for the Vanguard one now currently is just basically sending them to this order zone called Prison, which is something like Lock. So it's just utilizing, it's just field control deck. So without further ado, let's just get to the opening. And as usual, I'll just cut to the part where I will just open everything up. Alright, I'm back from opening and ripping out everything from the box. So as usual, the start deck comes both with a paper playmat, which has nothing behind, it's just blank at the side. So yeah, and then the usual playing area with the new feature called Right Zone. I explained everything in the previous start deck, so if you want, I'll just leave it in like the card link later at the end of the video, so you can check it out. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get on. So starting with start deck number 4, which is Stoecha. So let's get on to it first. Oh yes, as usual, since the new start decks, it comes with the new over trigger as well. It's the same vanilla as you see for the previous 3 start decks. So yeah. Okay, get this out of the way. So let's begin. So beginning with the grade 3, which is Sylvan Hornbeast King Magnolia. You have 4 copies because it's your boss monster, and it's the only foil in this deck because it's a start deck. Then the next chain would be Sylvan Hornbeast Lattice for grade 2. And then next is the grade 1, Sylvan Hornbeast Caris. And then finally the starter, which is Sylvan Hornbeast Lotte. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'll get to the rest of it later. So beginning with the main boss monster, which is Magnolia. So what Magnolia does is auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks. Counter blast 1, choose one of your rear guards, and until end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets power plus 5000. If you persona roll this turn, choose 3 rear guards instead of 1. So it's basically getting your whole field. So it's basically when you persona, right, your whole field can attack the back from the back row, which is good. So this is the, let's say, Aqua Force kind of skill related base. Yeah, which is good. So how persona right works is basically you just write the same card on top of it, and then your front row gets 10k. It applies for every single nation's persona right. Just that different persona, just that some skill may trigger if a persona right occurs or whatever. Yeah, that's about it. So next is the grade 2 right chain, which is Silver Hornbeast Lattice. Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by the grade 3, which is Magnolia, he gains the following effect, which is Soul Blast 1, review the top card of your deck. If it is a unit card, call it to rearguard circle, and if it isn't, put it to your hand. So basically, if it's a unit card, you can just call it down, which is normal units. if it isn't put it to your hand. So basically, if you reveal a trigger, it goes to your hand instead. Yeah. Anything else? Ah yes. Second effect, from the back row rearguard circle, auto. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, this unit gets power plus 10k. So it's a decent 20k attacker from the back row. So that's it for the grade 2. Next is grade 1, which is a cute animal, Caris. So basically, when it gets right upon by the grade 2 version, he gains the following effect. You may reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a grade 2 or less unit card, call it to rearguard circle. And if it isn't, put it to your soul. So just remember that the grade 2, if you review a non-unit, it goes to your hand. And for the grade 1, if you review a non-unit, it goes to your soul instead. Next is continuous back row rearguard circle. During the battle that this unit attack, it gets power plus 5k. So it's a decent 13k attacker from the back row, which you can smack most of the grade 3 Vanguards because their base is literally 13k. Nothing more, nothing less for now. So yeah. Next is the starter, which is the standard starter, just like in V. So when this unit is rolled upon, if you are going second, you draw one card. So the only difference between V series and now is only you go second, you draw the extra card. So without further ado, let's move on to the whole start deck itself. So beginning with a grade 2, 3 vanillas, seizing slash mutant bruise slash, mega colony you can read. Next is this tiger, I believe, silver horn beast Duger. And then the last grade 2 is looting petal stomalia. So since the 10k vanilla doesn't do much, it's just 10k vanilla there. So we'll just explain this card, which is silver horn beast Duger, continuous rearguard circle. If you have 4 or more other rearguards, this unit gets power plus 5k. So let's say, so basically you need a full field to get its 5k skill, which is a 15k base. So it's for both you and your opponent turn, which is a very good defense. Next is the grade 2. Looting petal stomalia. Act rearguard once per turn, counter blast 1 and soul blast 1. This unit get boost and power plus 5k until end of turn. So as you can see, this deck comprises of mostly it's boosting using grade 2 boost or attacking from back row. So it's really a Aqua Force kind of deck and a mixture of a few more things. So moving on to grade 1s, we have Knight of Friendship Cyrus, 4 copies. Then your standard Perfect Guards. Then we'll have your triggers, which we'll move on to it. So for Knight of Friendship Cyrus, focus, give me a moment. Act rearguard once per turn, Soul Blast 2, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a unique card, call it to rearguard circle. If it isn't, put it to your hand. So this one is the same effect as the grade 2 chain right, just that its cost is Soul Blast 2 and it's once per turn. Yeah. The Perfect Guard, nothing much, same thing. When placed, drop one card, choose one of your unit and it doesn't get hit until end of turn. Okay, for triggers, as usual, you come with one over trigger. Then your standard triggers, which is 4 crits, 4 draws, I think 3 fronts, and then 4 heal. And then you get 2 order cards. So what this order card does is basically, hold on, choose one of your units. Choose one of your units and it gets power plus 5k until end of battle. If you have 3 or more back row rearguards, it gets plus 15 instead of 5k. So this is good. So just note that this start deck only comes with the 2 order cards. So if you want 4 copy, you need to get 1 more. Yeah, that's about it. And then as usual, the front row is my front row, sorry. Over trigger, which is the new mechanic of the D series. So how over trigger works is basically, hold on, let me just you may only have 1 over trigger in a deck. When reviewed as a trigger, remove that card, draw a card, choose one of your units and it gets power plus 100 million until end of turn. If reviewed during drive check, this card activates its additional effect, which is, the additional effect will be, choose one of your unit and it gets power plus 100 million until end of turn. So the additional effect will only be triggered when you do a drive check and not a damage check. So Okay, so the ruling now is basically since it gets removed during whatever, if you do it as a dry check or damage check. So let's say if I'm the 4th damage, I'm checking for a 6 damage. If this becomes my 6 damage, it gets removed and I draw one card. So it's your death heal, literal death heal. And the bonus is you plus 100 million, which is good. Yeah. So that's about it for this start deck. So let me just clear everything and we'll move on to the Brand Gate one. So if you want to find out more info about this start decks, I'll leave the links down below so that y'all will y'all can check it out and just slowly see which clan y'all like. Sorry, nation, I'm not used to it yet. Yeah. So without further ado, let's move on to our last start deck, which is Brand Gate. I believe Brand Gate now, its features are like policewoman and stuff, because apparently the users are police officer. And their names are quite unique, like Power Rangers kind of name. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get onto it. So the boss monster is called Aurora Battle Princess Seraph. So you get 4 copies because it's your boss monster. Then the next chain will be Aurora Battle Princess Risat Pink. Yeah, Risat Pink, literally. Then the grade 1 version, which is Princess Kyanite Blue. Okay, Aurora Battle Princess Kyanite Blue. Next is the starter Aurora Battle Princess Ruby Red. So that's it for the chain. So beginning with Seraph Snow. Sorry, I forgot her other name. Seraph Snow. Continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets power plus 10,000. And if 3 or more cards are imprisoned, this unit gets drive plus 1. So that's the main point of this whole deck, which is called prison. I'll explain more later when it comes to it. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten there's a second effect. Second effect, act Vanguard Rearguard, counter plus 1. Choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards and imprison them in your prison. Put them in your order zone that has a prison. So we'll explain it more later. Next is the grade 2. So basically, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and imprisons it in your prison. Yep, same thing. Explain more later. Continuous Rearguard. If one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 2k. So it's a 12k beater. If you have 2 or more cards prisoned. Next is the grade 1 chain, which is Kyanite Blue. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to 1 prison card, review it and put it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Next effect is, when this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if one or more of your opponent's cards are prisoned in your prison, counter plus 1, soul plus 1 and draw 1. So this is your draw engine mainly and filtering out your prison card. So next is your starter, same thing as every D starter, only when you go second you draw an extra card. Alright, next we shall move on to the whole deck. Grade 3, Alert Guard Gunner, 4 copies. That's about it for the grade 3. So what he does is basically auto Rearguard Circle. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rearguards and imprison them in your prison. So as you can see, most of the cards here supports the skill called Prison, which is an order card. Next is grade 2s. We have Security Patroller, 4 copies. And then your 10k Vanilla, 3 copies. So beginning with Security Patroller, sorry. His effect is auto when this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle. Soul plus 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and imprison it to your prison. So you require a lot of soul, I guess, technically. Then next is your 10k Vanilla, it doesn't do much. Just your Gundam looking units. Moving on to grade 1, we have Autonomic Caution, 4 copies, and then 4 Kanzens as usual. So with Autonomic Caution skill, Rearguard or Guardian Circle continuous. Let me focus. If one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets power plus 2k and a 5k shield. So it's a 10k beater or booster with a 10k shield. That's about it. Then the Kanzen, as usual. When placed onto the gun circle, discard one card, choose one of your unit, and it doesn't get hit until end of battle. And usual, you get one over trigger because you can play one over trigger in the deck. 4 crits, 4 draws, 3 fronts, 4 heal. And then featuring Prison, the Prison Order card. I'll explain it to you now. Hold on. Galaxy Central Prison Galactolus. So basically the prison card is the attribute itself. It's not like the name. The attribute prison. Yeah. So basically the cost is rest one of your units to play this card. So if you can, let me just show you the playmat. So as you can see the playmat here, there is an order zone here for you to place it. So because some order zones are basically embodified your set cards, set spell cards, something like that. So this is what a prison does. Next is auto. When this card is put into the order zone, soul charge 3. So when you place, you tap 1 and play it, and then you soul charge 3. Okay, continuous from the order zone. When your opponent can normal call a rear guard, the following ability gets is to be paid. Soul Blast 1, if they do so, they choose one of their imprisoned cards and call it to rear guard circle. Then the next one is Counter Blast 1, if they do so, they choose 2 of their imprisoned cards and call them to rear guard circle. So Soul Blast 1 to call 1 and Counter Blast 1 to call 2, which is up to them. So this is just how prison works for now. So just note, 2 prison cards you need. If you need 4, you need to get 1 more set. 1 more start deck to wholly have a playset. Yeah, that's about it for this deck and the deck itself. So with that, I've come to the end of the video. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, and do comment down below to tell us what you guys want to see next. So see you guys next time. Bye.